go. Alright. Yeah, I'll bite. Where do I start? Alright. So, Darla's dad. He's this big writer guy, right? His name's Dwight. But, that isn't exactly glorious enough for the people who buy that sort of thing, so he went by the pen name Antonio Bishop. And he wrote these books about this guy who, he traveled all over the world. Really. He met all types of beautiful women, but he never stayed with them, because that means you have to settle down, you know? So, Darla, she says, do you think he wishes he never had me? Ouch, right? She took it real personal, you know? And I mean, her mom died a few years back, so, I would too.
Okay. All right. So I'm here today with Wesley. Hi, Wesley. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Just ate some breakfast. I'm just chilling. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to talk with you. I've never had you in class before, but I just watched your Acting 2 movie that you sent me, and I also played a little bit of it at the beginning before we joined you. So I just have lots of questions. I'd love to hear what that monologue was about, and just share with us.
Okay. Yeah. So basically that was an assignment that I had to do for Miss Gartman, and um she she basically, there was a Google Doc where she gave, I think, 5 scripts, and we got to go through them and read each one and kind of just pick which one like resonated with us, which one like that we wanted to work with. And I think that's really cool because me personally, I'll be more inclined to do my best if like I really like the material that I'm working with. So I chose, I think it was the second script. It was about this 17-year-old kid named Joey, and basically he um he has a girlfriend that he's like very in love with, and her name is Darla. And he's kind of like, I guess, the rebel of the town, so he has a reputation. And he's with his girlfriend, and he's a 17-year-old kid, so he lives with his parents. He's still very much like, he's a young kid. So he basically, they basically just like, they want to be together, but there's lots of like outside forces that keep sort of deterring them. Like Joey, his problem was that he has lots of siblings at home. Like his mom has like lots of kids. He's not an only child, very far from it. So he is often chortled with the task of having to help take care of his siblings. And his mom is a single mom, so it's kind of difficult for her to keep up with it. And so she, wants him home with the kids. And then Darla's dad also isn't a big fan of Joey because of his reputation. So it's kind of just like all of these forces are driving these two apart when all they want is to be together. So, that's kind of what the story is. It's kind of like a tragic love story, so to speak. And I thought it was very interesting because I resonate a lot with the sort of not like the apple pie home life, and just struggling but looking for things that make you happy. And I just thought it was a really good one.
It was
It
really
was,
intense.
yeah.
Oh, I'm echoing. Okay, now I'm not
I'm not
echoing.
hearing it.
Okay, good.
Okay.
It was really intense. I'll tell you this. I talked to Miss Gartman about it after I watched it, and I felt like you were sort of like a young Christian Slater. Have you heard that before?
I have, honestly, like, I get compared to him visually when my hair is darker. Like right now I'm blonde, but my mom told me all the time, she was like, "You look like a young Christian Slater," and he's actually like one of my biggest inspirations.
It wasn't even the look. It was just the tone and the coolness. Like I felt like I was watching a little bit of Heathers way back in
That's
the
awesome.
80s. It was
I
it was
love that.
I'm glad that you love that, because
No, I love that.
it was kind of neat. It was
Huge
really
compliment. Very big
good.
compliment. Thank you.
It's the truth. Everybody knows I never lie. So it was neat. It was really great to see that. So you love acting. Like what? Like why? Just
It's it's like it's this sounds a little funny, but honestly, it's really like a form of like it's a form of self-expression, but it also can be therapeutic in a way. Like, because acting isn't something that's supposed to be superficial. It's supposed to, I mean, to a degree, yes, it's fiction sometimes, but it's just about how you can make it real, what you can bring to the fiction, you know? And it's always something that I thought was like so cool, you know? Everybody thinks being an actor is cool, but like it just really, really appealed to me, like being able to just like kind of play dress up every day and like just go out of the norm. And it's just, I don't know, there's something so fascinating about stepping into other people's shoes. Like it's really kind of a form of like psychology and sociology for me. And that's a way that I get to know people through things like that. So it helps me. Acting helps me. I feel like I'm a very empathetic person, so it's like something that comes kind of naturally to me
how did it start? Like how did you initially get drawn to, like what was your first experience?
with acting.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, it sounds funny, but it was in middle school, or no, it was elementary school. So I was like, however young you are in elementary school, but it was me and my two friends, and we were gonna do a skit for anti-bullying. And it was very, very last minute because I wasn't initially part of it, but the third person that they initially like they had planned wasn't there that day, and they were like kind of scrambling. They were like, "Crap, what are we gonna do?" Like, and they were like, "Hey, you, Wes, do you want to help?" And I was just like, "Sure," like not knowing what I was signing up for, but I played the part of the bully, and very off color for me, but I was just like, I was so scared waiting to go up there. I had like maybe two lines because I was just it's a little skit for a uh, assembly, and I was so nervous up until I got on stage, and then it just felt like so natural, and I really enjoyed it. And then when I was done, like the exhilaration was just like, I have to feel that again.
That's so
Like it was just so cool.
That's so great. I love that. What are some roles that you've done at Woodland that really stand out in your memory as good moments, or even
Um,
not good moments? But what are some roles that you've done over the years that you really enjoyed for whatever reason?
um, I think, well, I was only in one play of all of the 4 years that I was here because the first 2 years I was a little too timid to step on stage. I was a part of the crew for the first 2 years. But the one character that I did play was from a Shakespeare play, and his name was Don Pedro. And he's kind of like, I guess like he was the Prince of Argon, so he was a very like well-respected person. And I think I'm naturally drawn to characters who have more power or would like to have more power. And I just thought it was a really interesting thing because my character was painted to be very pure and to be a very good-hearted guy. And that's typically the polar opposite of the characters that I'm very interested in. So I thought it would be really cool to just like do something that was completely new for me. So to have a character with like completely pure motives and intentions and seemingly like no internal battle, because I think characters who are battling themselves are very complex and like interesting to me, so to have something completely new is really cool.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Um, so you're a senior.
I am.
You're graduating soon.
Yes.
What's the plan for next year?
Oh, well, I'm moving in August. I'll be moving into the dorms because I'm going to college. I'm going to New York Film Academy, which is in Battery Place, New York. But I'll be living in Brooklyn. So I guess the plan is moving to Brooklyn this summer. So August, I'll be in Brooklyn. And I don't know. I kind of am just going to feel it out from there, but I'm doing the 2-year conservatory acting program. So I'll be I'll be practicing mock auditions. I'll be, acting on film with fellow students, analyzing film, like just like a bunch of things correlated to acting and film in general. It's like all one curriculum. So I don't know. I'm very excited to find out, but that's all I know for now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What's a good piece of advice to give to underclassmen that are still here at Woodland as you reflect on your years here at school?
Work smart, not hard.
Okay.
That's what's gotten me here because like you can break your back like all 4 years, but if you just do what you know you need to and listen to who you know you need to, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Just listen and follow your instincts. Do what you think is right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thanks. It's so nice to meet you.
You too. You too.
It was so great to see the clips that you sent me, and I'll post the full clip at the end of this video so everybody can watch it.
Awesome.
And just be amazed because it's so good. It's so
Thank
good
you.
for high school.
I appreciate that.
And I really appreciate your time.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It
And
was really nice talking with you.
awesome. Awesome. All right.
Me? You want me to go? Alright. Yeah, I'll bite. Where do I start? Alright. So, Darla's dad. He's this big writer guy, right? His name's Dwight. But, that isn't exactly glorious enough for the people who buy that sort of thing, so he went by the pen name Antonio Bishop. And he wrote these books about this guy who, he traveled all over the world. Really. He met all types of beautiful, beautiful women, but he never stayed with them, because that means you have to settle down, you know? So, Darla, she says to me, do you think he wishes he never had me? Ouch, right? She took it real personal, you know? And I mean, her mom died a few years back, so, I would too, you know? So, I guess Darla figured that, her dad was becoming like the guy he wrote about. Minus the whole having a kid thing. So, he bought her a fast car. You know, naturally. And you know, my folks never even went to college. No. Nah, my ma, the night she was supposed to graduate is when she had me. And, my pops had already graduated, so she dropped out. But, after that, having babies became a pastime, a hobby even. Night of the accident, she told me number 7 was on its way. Can you believe that? 7 kids. And, she came up to me and she goes, I'm sick of being up to ears and babies with no help. So you're gonna start having to see that Darla girl less. She said that to me. Can you believe that? like it was my fault. Like I was having the babies. So, you know what I did? I left. Yeah, I walked out the door, started down the street, and, my mom, she came up to the door, one of her screaming babies in her hands. She told me, come back, come back. But I just kept going. And, Darla, she met me halfway, you know, down the street. But she was crying so hard she could barely see. So I got in the driver's seat. I drove. She told me her dad didn't want me around no more. And that, he was gonna send her to a boarding school in the fall to make sure of it. New York City. I cried. You know, we both cried. Neither of us really said it, but we were leaving. For good. So we drove. And, we were on Highway 12. Near Pearl Lake. And, I looked to Darla, and, she smiled at me. But then she looked scared. Really scared. And, I looked at the road again to see what she was so scared of. And I was going straight off the highway. Straight into the lake. So, I pulled the wheel as fast as I could. I turned it. Car just started spinning. I heard like lots of screeching and screaming, but everything went black for a while. And when I woke up, we were wedged against the cliff. And Darla's head was on my shoulder. She was in so much pain. She was having a hard time breathing too. I wished it was me. I wished so much that it was me, but I couldn't feel a damn thing. And I saw the flashing lights, and I heard the sirens, but I couldn't hear Darla breathing anymore. All we wanted was to be happy. You know? Just together. Happy.